Man, this one's gotta be over capacity. I believe this boat, if I remember correctly, is only rated for 8 people. It's tough to get a full count from this angle, but we're gonna have to count them as they get off because I swear it's more than that. There's one, but welcome back, crew, to the greatest show on earth, and that is the Miami Boat Ramps channel. I'm your host, Broncos Guru, and today we are down here at 79th. So we've got one guy off, but there's still a ton of crew on this boat. So we got a second young lady getting off. Third, as they try and get the lines tied up. Number 4. It is just crazy how many people they crammed onto this 19-foot boat. So it looks like there's still 5 more on here at least. So that's 9 total on a boat that was only rated for 8. And I don't know if you've ever been on one of these, but these boats struggle under normal weight just to get the boat up on plane, it feels like. I mean, you start adding 3 or 4 adults, they really struggle. I have to imagine that was an interesting ride, but this crew, I'm imagining they were just heading out to the sandbar and just enjoying themselves and having a good time. But still unloading her. What's interesting too is, as somebody who would be down at the boat ramp, I don't think I'd be doing what the crew in front of them's doing. If I saw a crew of 9 or 10 people getting off a boat, unloading gear on the dock, halfway down the ramp, so I can't even get out, I don't think I'd back down that ramp because I got a feeling this crew's gonna be here for a hot minute. And now all of a sudden, the crew that's trying to launch there likely is gonna get stuck as this crew takes their sweet time trying to get everybody and everything off this boat. But that is wild, just a packed scene, but let's get this episode rolling. So here comes our first crew in on approach. And making the wide angle approach, as you can tell, it's a little overcast down here today at 79th. Kind of a slower day because of that. So they're going to come in on the dock, go for the grab. No lines really on the ready. They've got somebody on the dock waiting on them, though. So I'm assuming they've got the assist they needed, but it looks like they're just going to run it right up the ramp. Hopefully they're wise enough to trim the motor up if they're going to do that. So they kind of brake check back out of it, it looks like. And they're just talking to the guy on the dock now, but looks like our girl on the bow is going to get some lines, go for the toss. We miss on the first initial attempt. And attempt 2, they've got it, and that should be good to get them pulled over. So our crew in the dinghy, they back the trailer down, and now they're ready to try and get out of here. So we got one line on the dock. One of the ladies is holding a line in the water. They gotta be careful here, as this ramp at 79th is extremely slick. The amount of times we see people get in this water and just slide down the ramp's crazy. So they're still backing the trailer down. I mean, they don't want to get too deep. This boat's super light. Oh no! Our girl just went down. She wound up eating it right there. And our guy just walks up and looks at her like, what are you doing? Kind of disappointed right now. Doesn't even offer her a hand up. But neither did the other young lady who's on the other side, who just kind of looked at her like, oh Lord. But our girl is down in the water. Our guy's going to try and winch this one up now. And the other young lady, it appears, is going to go release the line from the dock. But it's interesting because they definitely didn't have to get the trailer very deep on this one. This boat's super light, easily winched up, with just a little bit of the trailer in the water. And our girl stands up. She looks like she's good. Looked over more to the camera. I think there's more of a little bit of a moment of like, oh man, there was a camera over there and they caught this. She almost slipped again right there. Again, just showing you how slick this ramp is. You've got to be careful around the ramp if you're getting in the water. So our crew's backing out. Cap's got a laser focus on the backup, but he's got to watch that bow. It's getting close to the dock. He's looked forward now and sees it, so he's trying to angle it out to hopefully keep it just off the dock. And I think he's just going to make it there. But he's definitely coming out at a funky angle now as the bow. Oh, there we go. He's going to lay into the throttle a little bit, try and kick it back around. A little heavy throttle push to try and get the bow to swing around. And he's got another buddy with him with almost the identical boat. And this crew is able to pull it out. That was a close one, though. I thought for sure when I saw him coming out of that funky angle that we were going to see them smack the dock. And somehow he just barely missed on that one and was able to squeeze it out. And our next crew's in on approach, and our young lady's up in the bow. She better hang on that one. I always get nervous when I see people up there. She's got the line in hand, but it's not top. There she goes. She steps back down real quick, realizes as Cap brake checks that was not the best place to be. So now she's even going to grab the tower just as an added safety precaution. So Cap's going to come back in on the second attempt. And she lets go of everything, moves back to the bow. Good call on pulling the line. What she did there was ran it around her back to make sure the line wasn't between her and the dock, so there was no way she was going to step or get tripped up on it. Cap's going to kick the stern around, goes for the initial toss, misses on the first attempt, misses on attempt number 2, and decides to hand it off. Probably a good call. And she'll handle the lines and get them set up to be brought back around. Our crew's coming in with no lines as it starts to get dark down here at 79. And you always got to have some lines on the ready. As you can see, our guy's kind of struggling, trying to get the ski brought over and hold on to it. I'm assuming it's even going to be worse when one of them tries to get off with no lines. But they've each got a hand on. They kind of pull off there. And the struggle's real as they're trying to get off the ski. And here we go. One of them's going to try and get off. There we go. She's going to kick the ski out. He's got to hang on. But hopefully they should be good to go now, and she's going to get him out of here. And speaking of getting out of here, we're going to get out of here as well. Thanks for watching, crew. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Miami Boat Ramps. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, do some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we got Boats versus Haulover, where me and a machine take on Mother Nature down at Haulover Inlet. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.